Sometimes the most valuable thing you can do as a manager is to delegate work. Not only does delegating work give you more time to focus on high-impact tasks, it also gives your team members a chance to get involved in interesting projects. In this video, we will tell you how to delegate. But before starting the video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so you will get notified when we upload the next video. 16. Start by being okay with letting go. Sometimes the biggest challenge is letting go of some control. No matter how much you'd like to do everything yourself, it's just not possible. It's easy to feel like you're the only one capable of doing a task 100% correctly, but that's only true in the absolute rarest of circumstances. The first step is to identify what's causing you to not delegate. Is it the fear that someone else's work will be subpar? That they won't meet the deadlines? That they'll drop the ball and you'll end up having to do it anyway, but at the last minute? Once you've identified the reason, you can work to overcome it. If you're still apprehensive about delegation, start small and ease yourself into it. Delegate small, low-risk tasks first, then work your way up to something bigger. Eventually, delegation will become less stressful and more routine. Once you've let go and are ready to delegate bigger tasks, it's important to have a plan of action. 15. Be strategic. It's important to choose the right person for the task. You shouldn't delegate work to someone just because they have the capacity to do it. Instead, you need to choose a person whose skill set is right for the task and is capable of doing the work without assistance. It's important to keep in mind that just because someone has the capability doesn't mean they have the availability at that particular moment, so it's important to find a balance between the two. 14. Set expectations. It's not enough to simply assign tasks to people. You must clearly explain what it is that you want them to accomplish. Clarify what a successful completion of the task would look like by identifying the end result and the time frame in which it needs to be completed. For tasks with a short turnaround, set a specific end date and check in at least once before the task is due. For longer term projects, set a series of goals and establish a routine of check-ins spread out between now and the due date. 13. Don't micromanage. Once you've delegated a task, step away. The only thing micromanaging does is add more work back onto your plate. It's frustrating for both of you and the person you delegated to, and more often than not actually impedes progress and results. There's a fine line between monitoring progress and micromanaging, so be careful to evaluate your behaviour to ensure you don't cross it unintentionally. 12. Carefully choose the right person for the job. Experienced managers match the level of responsibility with an employee's expertise. They know their team members and understand their preferences. When team members are assigned tasks they're interested in, they are sure to perform better than expected. 11. Focus on the goal. While delegating a task, make sure that you are focusing on the results you need rather than micromanaging the whole thing. George S. Patton, a celebrated US Army general, said, "Don't tell people how to do things, tell them what to do and let them surprise you with results." 10. Be open to new ideas. As a project manager, you'll obviously have the final say in the direction of the project. It is, however, a good practice to involve the team in making some decisions. Even if they suggest a different approach than what you had in mind, appreciate their input and be flexible enough to accept better suggestions. And don't forget to try our free and customizable templates: social media calendar template for social media planning, content calendar template for strategic content planning. 9. Empower your team to make decisions. Do empower and support them along the way. Let your team members know that you are available and welcome questions and clarifications. Provide constructive feedback, guidance, and course correction in a respectful manner. You must have had tasks where you felt that your hands are tied because you couldn't make any decisions. Avoid making your team feel that. If you delegate tasks to your team, give them enough authority to make decisions and take the necessary steps to fulfill your demands. An empowering environment is a sufficient motivator for team members that encourages them to go above and beyond the call of duty. 8. Maintain a system of check. Decide with your team and put aside some time every week to check the progress of your team. Talk to them about the problems they are facing while completing the given task and suggestions on how they can proceed. 7. Motivate your team. It is a given that motivated employees will be more productive at work. As a project manager, you can motivate your team by offering them certain incentives. Have a monthly performance review and recognize your top performers. Recognition is a great motivator that ensures consistency and fosters healthy competition within the team. 6. Train future leaders. By delegating tasks, you train your team members to be future managers and project management specialists. Teach them and be a proper mentor. Even if they mess up, don't belittle them and offer constructive criticism so that they can improve in the future. 5. Learn to say thank you. There is nothing worse than a team that feels underappreciated. When a member successfully completes a task you delegate, be sure to show genuine appreciation and point out the things they did right. This will inspire loyalty in your team and provide them with the validation they need to continue performing splendidly. 4. Trust your team. Once you've assigned a task to someone, grant them the authority to take full ownership. You have to trust that they will complete it correctly and on time. While there's nothing wrong with the occasional quick "how's it going" chat, doing that too often will cause your employee to feel that you don't trust them. To avoid this, set a schedule of check-ins at the beginning of the project and try to deviate from it only if absolutely necessary. 3. Do's. Do clearly communicate who is delegated which tasks and why. Use one-on-ones and team meetings to clarify individual and team goals and the distribution of work across team members. Try to make the best match between assignments and individuals in order to enhance engagement. Do see yourself as a coach or a trainer. Provide all the information and instructions the person needs for the assignment. Clearly establish what the completion criteria are so that it's clear when the task is complete and successful. Do flex to what the staff member needs. Each person is at a different stage in their career development and will require something different from you. Do hold people accountable. Delegating means that you have transferred authority for the task to someone else. But as a leader, you still have to hold them accountable. Sometimes leaders can become too hands-off and get too out of touch with their staff's work. Do give yourself an immediate reward. The easiest reward is time. For example, if you delegate a weekly meeting to someone else, don't let another meeting take up that hour. Block that time on your calendar to work on a project that is important to you or will provide you with an opportunity to shine. 2. Check in after the task is completed. Delegation is only successful with accountability. The person responsible for the task needs to be held accountable for its timely completion, accuracy, and results. It's important to touch base after a task's completion to review the results. If there was a problem with the work, it's that person's responsibility, perhaps with your assistance, to make things right. A task well done should be recognized. Both recognition and critique after a task are equally important. 1. Know when to delegate tasks to your team. In project management, successful delegation does not mean that you let go of every aspect of the project and start depending on the team members. Instead, it means that you empower your team and build their confidence by making them responsible for a small part of the project. It can be a repetitive task or something you feel a particular member is better at. However, delegating too much can make your final product incoherent, so you must know where to draw the line to maintain control. If you don't know whether you delegate tasks effectively enough, don't worry, you are not alone. We've compiled a list of general questions you must ask yourself that will help you realize the current condition of your team when it comes to the part of the delegation of tasks. Are you regularly logging extra hours at the office while your team leaves home on time? Does your work backlog consist of several items that can't start without you? Are you regularly doing things you are not good at? Are you regularly performing tasks that seem to be way below your pay grade? If you answered yes to the above questions, then you may not be good at task management or delegating tasks effectively. Now that you are aware of the problem, there are certain steps you can take to keep your team engaged by delegating more tasks. Do share with us in the comments below if you know of any more tips. Thanks for watching.